What's going on, YouTube? Let me get this set up here. Okay, so lots happened since the last time I made a video on the Moto Morini. Just to catch everybody back up, I did move, got some changes in my job, a lot of family things going on, so I wasn't able to keep everybody up to date on the things that I was actually doing. So somewhere I could start off was the last review I did make. Bike was new to me. I was new to the bike, so obviously I went into that review with more of excitement and, oh, I got the new bike. But now that I've actually put a little over 3,000 miles on it over many different styles of riding, trips, you know, long, short, wood trips, highways, I have a little better grasp on what the actual bike is capable of. So without further ado. So what I actually did was I changed up the seat. I did go with the Moto Morini ADV-R seat. It's 2 inches thicker padding inside of the, you know, like the couch part of the seat. That's what I guess what they're calling a crotch. It's very soft. It's not like unbearable for those long rides, or even when you're in the woods, you have that full back to forth motion. So when you're up on the pegs, you can move back and forth very easily, and it's very, very, very comfortable. Next thing I did for comfortability, let me bring you on the other side here. I did go with the Tusk. I don't know if you can see it. I went with the Tusk 2 3/4 foot pegs. These are heavy duty aluminum, and I don't remember what the other metal was called. It's I want to say titanium, but it's a harder metal. Very aggressive, and it's very comfortable standing up in the woods. Even just your long ride, just the placement of your feet is very, very comfortable. Okay, so another thing that I've done that I really didn't touch on my last video because it wasn't all the way complete. So everyone knows I did go with the FMF high mount exhaust in the Arrow headers. What I ended up doing was bringing it down to my local tuner, and he put a tune on the bike that, not saying that it was bad or it was good, it just wasn't right for what I was, you know, what I wanted. Full throttle, it would do really good, but you know, in realistic riding, you're not full throttle everywhere you go. So in the low end or mid range of the power band, it would backfire, like really bad. Fire would come out of the back, and if you could see, like, it actually melted the turn signal right here. Just way too hot, and I just wasn't happy with it. So what I ended up doing was, pardon my mess, I ended up going with Rapid Bike's Evo tuner kit. You can see right here, these are the numbers you need if you want to pick one up yourself. Really, really awesome kit that they come up with. It was simple. I think it took me about 45 minutes to take all of the plastics off and get the thing installed, and about another 20 minutes to put the plastics back on. So with the kit, I don't want to give you misinformation. So you install it, right off the bat, it does give you a difference in your map, but it's a learning technology. So say you have your open exhaust, and you have air filter mod or something like that, then it will learn what you've done to the bike and then continually learn as you ride. So it'll take about 200 to 300 miles for it to actually, you know, be the most productive that it could actually be. So I'll show you what it looks like on the inside after it's all installed. So what I did was I actually ran everything. It's really clean inside. All my boots, everything are back to the way that they actually are. These I keep up front, so if I want to plug it into my computer, I could plug it into the computer and change some of the parameters myself, or I could keep it plugged in, contact Rapid Bike, and they can do on the fly flash tunes or, you know, parameter changes on the fly. So I know I'm going to get a lot of questions. What does it feel like to have the Rapid Bike Evo on the bike? Bruh, let me tell you. So when I first put it on, you know, I'm like, oh, this thing is going to be a waste of money. I'm gonna have to go right back to the drawing board, but I was pleasantly surprised. Let me put you back over here. So when I first put it on my first ride out, I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to baby it. I don't know if the thing's gonna work right or is it gonna leave me stranded somewhere. So, you know, I eased off, got on the highway straight away. Bro, I mean, 0 to 60 time is like 3 seconds. I'll show it to you on another video. I'm planning on taking a quick ride tomorrow morning. It's going to be a cold ride, so I can kind of like showcase some of my gear. But when I took off, I'm like, oh my God, right off the bat, it was like I'm riding a 700, 750. It feels like a street bike. There's no other way to word that. When you're on a street and you want to give it, you know, give it the beans, like it moves. My buddy does have an MT-07, and I'm not gonna say that I smoked him, but I left him. I left him a good bike and a half on a Moto Morini, bro. So with that being said, it is very aggressive, just out the box. So I've put about 1,000 miles on it so far, and those 1,000 miles have been awesome. I did take it on a long trip, about 400 or 500 miles round trip, and believe it or not, my gas mileage actually got a little bit better. I am a man of proof, so I'm like, I want to see exactly what this thing is putting out, thinking that, you know, maybe my horsepower didn't really change so much. Maybe it was just the fueling, you know, starvation because of the you know, the regulations. You know, we have to have the regulation for them to be able to sell a bike. So I brought it to my buddy put it on a dyno. Right now we're sitting at 68 horsepower, 58 Newton meters of torque. So we're working, you know, we're working for 650. That's decent. That's decent. In the woods. So everybody who has one of these things, they know it's kind of a twitchy throttle in low RPM. So like if you're trying to do something a little more technical, it has like on off. It's very jerky. The Evo actually solved that no problem. Like I can crawl, literally crawl. So you know the bike stands up on its own, very good at slow motion. That on-off throttle was kind of a hindrance, but now it's gone completely. Okay, so things that I still have to do. I do have a different counter sprocket. Your front sprocket. This is a 14 tooth. I want to try this one out, see what that does, and then I also have 2 teeth down sprocket for the rear. Can't really review that yet until I actually put it on, tell you what I feel. And you know, there are a couple of people that have videos out right now when they did change the sprockets, and they had pretty good results with that. So stay tuned for that, and I'll let you know how that works. I do have a light kit. I'm going to probably showcase that tomorrow morning, because I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on tonight or not, or I'm going to wait for next weekend, whatever. When I get to it, I'll do the full review on the lights. But as far as this reliability on the bike, I've just done my full oil change. Changed my airbox. Let me rewind a little bit. I changed the filter in the airbox and decided I wanted to, you know, modify my airbox. If you guys are willing to do what I did, you will not regret it. They do sell aftermarket kits that you can buy. I'm a tinker, so you know, I already know what these bikes can do when you modify the box. So what I did is I took a 1-inch drill bit in the front. If you know what the airbox actually looks like, there's like a 2-part to it. You have an upper and a lower, or a front to a back. In the front area where you actually see the 2 boots for your throttle bodies, right above that there's like a strip where you have open, you have a place to open holes. So what I did is I spaced them out. I put 4 1-inch holes with a screen mesh behind it. I crazy glued it on or epoxied it in, just so that no debris would go in there. It's still effective through the stopping material from going into your engine through the screen and the actual air filter. So if you are accustomed to running a pod filter, it's very similar to that, just with the stock hardware. So now my conclusion, should you buy 2023-2024 Moto Morini X-Cape 650? I would say yes. Absolutely, positively yes. This bike is reliable, it's quiet, it's loud if you want it to be, it's fast, it's everything that you're looking for in a mid-weight adventure bike. I'm setting things up a little differently so I can do a lot more off-road. And yet, it is kind of heavy, but I think we weighed it in right now. We're at 486 pounds. If you're a Tenere rider, that's very close to what you're working with there. And I'm saying full gas, it's a 5-gallon gas tank. So if you're in the market for a inexpensive learning bike, this is your bike. There's a lot of other manufacturers that are putting things out that are kind of eyebrow raising, but at the same time very scary because you don't know what you're getting. This bike has been out for over 3 years. I think the first one came out in 2020. So here we are going into 2025, and there's really nothing bad said, outside of neglect. And you could have a $30,000 BMW and have those same issues if you don't take care of it. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And stay tuned. I got a lot of things planned for this bike. Peace.